Okay, so here we go. Hey everybody, I'm Eric, and today is day one of my weight loss journey video blog. I published my stats on my page for starting out. I'm not going to go over them now, but basically I'm doing this because I just want to share some information, some experience, that would be a good way to help keep me motivated, keep me on track. I've learned a lot. I know going through this whole procedure, there's a lot of information out there if you take the time to look for it. I, for one, appreciated YouTube videos, seeing people's firsthand accounts of what they experienced, what they go through day to day, that sort of thing. So I figured, especially seeing that there aren't as many guys that tend to do this, that I would give back and maybe help contribute a little bit by publishing my own. So going back to the whole education piece, I think that that's very important. Just to back up a little bit first, I'll tell you that I am currently pre-op. I have not had a weight loss surgery yet. I hope to have the vertical sleeve gastrectomy, which is the newest procedure. It's basically the top half of the bypass surgery, the Roux-en-Y, if you're familiar with it, where they focus on the restrictive portion. So they remove about 80 to 90% of your stomach. The plus side is that along with the removal of that portion of your stomach comes the limitation in the production of ghrelin, which scientists have recently discovered is the trigger for hunger. So education is important. Find out as much information as you possibly can before you do this. I personally have been looking into this for a good 10 years, to be honest. I went to my first weight loss center back in Florida, Tampa, the Wish Center, which was really popular. I think that's where Carney Wilson had gone for her surgery. So yeah, I've been contemplating doing this for a long time. And the funny thing is, people keep telling me after I have the procedure done that my biggest regret will be that I didn't do it sooner. So here I am. This is the second time I've been in an official program. I'm currently probably more than halfway through a program now. I was in a prior program for 4 months, but stalled because my insurance wasn't covering the vertical sleeve procedure because it's relatively new. So I got a little scared. I wasn't sure if I wanted to do a full bypass. I had done a lot of research and realized that the band wasn't for me. So pretty much led to me deciding whether or not I wanted to go through with the full Roux-en-Y bypass or wait and see what happens with the vertical sleeve. As it turns out, my insurance company picked up the sleeve procedure in December, and I enrolled in a new program. And next week, actually, I go see the nurse practitioner. And one of the final things I had to do was get cleared by a cardiologist, so I'm going to do that at the same time next week. I've already attended all my nutrition classes that are required for the program, and I'm ready to go. I'm really excited. I've lost almost 25 pounds on my own since I started this. So in a little over a month, about 6 weeks I'd say, I've lost 25 pounds on my own, just in preparation. The nurse practitioner had told me if I lost 20 pounds that she would go ahead and book my surgery. So I'm hoping that will happen on the 30th when I go. Some advice. Stay organized. Organization will be a key. get your packet together and start doing as many of the things as you possibly can as quickly as possible. Even if your insurance doesn't cover it right now, more and more insurance companies are jumping on the bandwagon. So don't be afraid to go ahead and, work with your doctor, start getting lab work done, get your psych evaluation out of the way, those kind of things. They really will be helpful in moving you through the process very quickly. The other thing that I personally found was, stay educated. Keep looking for these videos, that people post, doctors especially, join a support group. All of those things are really, really helpful. I know they've worked for me starting out, help keeping me motivated and that sort of thing. So I highly recommend it. Take lots of notes, ask lots of questions. There's a lot to consider. None of the surgeries, even the band, are without risk. So, figure out what works best for you. Everything is, going to be different for everybody. I personally am choosing the vertical sleeve gastrectomy. If my insurance didn't cover it, honestly, though, I would have gone through and got the bypass. Definitely staying away from the band. I've heard long term the results aren't really that great, and I just don't want to deal with the maintenance that comes along with it and everything else. I just know that from all the research that I've done, that the vertical sleeve is definitely the way to go for me. So another thing I recommend, make sure you do research in the center that you're going to attend, whether it be a hospital or a bariatric center specifically. When I started out by going to a level 2 facility, and then I found out that a level 2 facility can only handle a BMI of under 40 or 45 or something like that, if I remember right. Mine is a little bit higher than that, so therefore I didn't qualify in their program unless I lost a bunch more weight. And personally, I just didn't have the time frame available. I've got a lot of personal things going on. I lost my job, and so trying to fit this in between, transitioning out of my prior job of 11 years and starting a new one. I'm hoping that that's why now I'll be able to go ahead and start my liquid diet. I'm probably going to have to be on that for 4 weeks, the nurse practitioner had told me. So it's a long haul. I still got a month to go, and I'm hoping to have the surgery done and healed before my severance pay runs out, basically. So going back to the hospital, yeah, definitely make sure that you double check, what your facility is capable of. Level 2 center, like I said, I found out only he can handle, up to a certain BMI, and then after that you have to go to a level 1 center. So another thing I wanted to tell you about is scales and weighing. I know we all hate it. You're going to drive yourself crazy. I know I have. You kind of have to pick a scale that you want to base your weight on, whether it's your home scale or the doctor's scale. More than likely it'll end up being your home scale because you're going to weigh yourself more there. Just double check, your scale. Throw a 5-pound bag of flour on there, or if you have a hand weight, a 3-pound, 5-pound weight, or something that you know the exact weight of. Just double check your scale, see if it's, calibrated fairly close. I've found that my weight has fluctuated between scales from doctor's offices and home as much as 10 pounds. I mean, I was literally floored when I got on the scale at the bariatric center for the first time, because it actually weighed me the highest that I've ever weighed in my life, and it was 10 pounds over what my home scale had said, and even about 8 pounds over my doctor, and both of which I had been on just within the past couple of weeks. I had just weighed myself probably a few days before heading over to the bariatric center, and it was a 10-pound difference. And I told them, and I mean, I took my shoes off, but did have a little bit more clothing on at the doctor's office than I do when I'm at home. Usually I'm just in shorts and a t-shirt or just my undies when I weigh myself at home. And at the doctor's scale, I was wearing jeans and a t-shirt or jeans and a sweatshirt or something. So yeah, I expected a couple extra pounds, but not 10. So the other thing is, don't weigh yourself too frequently, especially starting out. I mean, keep in mind, you put the weight on over a period of time, it's going to come off over a period of time. Weight doesn't come off just overnight, you know, and when it does, it's usually just water weight. It's not the serious weight, which is what you're going for. So don't freak out over scales. You know, keep everything relative. You know, especially starting off. Don't get too overwhelmed by things. You know, get your start weight, what you're comfortable with when you first start this out, and then just go from there. And you'll see that over time, your average is going to go down. You know, even if it's not every single week, you know, if you stretch out your factoring, you know, and you look at it over a month, you know, versus a week, or maybe if you look at it bi-weekly, however you want to do, you're going to see that the trend will go down as long as you're sticking with it. So, and that just kind of ties into making sure you have support. Get support from whoever you can possibly get support from, whether it be online tools like this or, you know, family, friends. I know me, I hate working out by myself, and I'm not a huge fan of gyms, so the whole exercise component for this journey is definitely going to be a big challenge for me. Luckily, within the past year, I've got a treadmill for myself down in my basement, so I have that. But I mean, I know that not everybody does. The weather's getting nice most everywhere. Get out, walk. I mean, walking is one of the best forms of exercise you can do. It's one of my favorite things to do. Find a walking buddy and just get out there and walk. I mean, if I can do it, and I've run into all kinds of obstacles, whether, you know, it's Achilles tendonitis or, you know, something it seems like is always a good excuse not to exercise. Just stick with it, and you'll get there. So I'm going to wrap things up for now. If you have any questions, comments, go ahead. Feel free to leave them, and I will answer them all as soon as possible. And I will try and keep you updated with how things go as I go along. Again, this is a learning curve for me too, not just in the weight loss area, now that I've reached the point that I'm going to be getting surgery, but also this is my first time video blogging, so bear with me as we get through this, and I'll try and make these fun and interesting. I've gotten a couple of good ideas for some, you know, different videos and stuff from other people that I've seen, so you all take care, good luck on your journey, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye.